for jail and just looking back through the years, and I'm going to try to not move my arms. I remember the time that Alvin and Dave got their new cameras. You remember that? So I'm going to try not to move because all the pictures were blurry. But, you know, all of them were. But, you know, I was thinking back to the first time that I actually talked to Jello on the phone, and it really was February 2009. So it's been 2 years, and I do remember looking at conversion rate. Well, no, I don't remember looking at conversion rate, right? Because there were no reports.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so there were no numbers. There were no numbers because you went live on CARE, and it was actually March 16th, maybe?
Yes, March 16th.
And you're right, it was growth and base market. You were on different systems, and through the years, you've made many, many changes. But when I think back to the first time I came here, and we brought all the gifts, and that was always so much fun, and it was always so exciting to make it through customs without getting busted with thousands of dollars worth of goods. But always walking in, and everybody always wanted to welcome us. That was Ted and I at the time. I think back to skilling,
Yeah.
you know, and you stuck it out with us then. Then as the months progressed actually, then we brought Chris Eisdorf in, and you guys did a fabulous job with Chris, and I look back over reports, and even back in the summer of 2009, when I looked, Manila was the pink line, and I was always following the pink line on the trend graph. You guys made it up to number one. You probably didn't know it because we were looking at acquisitions only. You were looking at overall conversion rate, but when we looked at that, Manila was always on top, and it went on for weeks until, you know, probably around October of 2009, and the other sites started taking over, if you remember that. Jello remembers.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, of course.
I was sitting in Joplin about to come over here, and Jeff Camp was in the room, Daphne and Ted, and George Mendiola had Joplin. I was not happy because Guatemala and Joplin were taking over, and I came back over here. You guys were struggling at that time, but you started picking it up, probably around January or February. And then I look back, that was 2010, and when I look at those graphs, you guys really did lead the way. You were at the top. The pink line was at the top. Sometimes you went down, but you came back again. You know, and you guys made it through challenges like me calling Jello and saying, in 1 week, Daphne and I calling Jello, probably in June of 2009, JP. And we needed more agents, and we needed them quickly, and we said, add 50 in 1 week. In 1 week, and that's where dual skill came from, JL. When you came in, there were dual skilled agents, and you guys did that for us. You know, you were always willing. I will say the next time we wanted to do it, Jello said, you know, we really can't do that anymore. But, you know, through it all the changes, all the many shift updates, you guys, you know, I can tell you training, you know, our training teams loved working with your trainers. QA loved working with your QA. You guys, there was no one close to you in the processes. We always knew in tracking anything we needed, we came to you. We did. So I don't know where we're going to go now. I really don't. You know, we have Guatemala, but they're just not you. And no. You know, and you have to think of life. Because I was watching the kind of strange movie, Benjamin Button, which the second time around was much better, just, you know, because it really is about life, and life always changes. And it's always hardest when something you love, and you really love doing, changes. And this is one of those times. But when you think about all that you've done and how much you've grown, I've only been here 2 years. Many of you have been here for 9. It's probably time to do something new. And sometimes we don't want to try those things, and things are meant to be, and we know that in life. And when you get to be much older like me, you realize that you have to change. You don't have to, but you should want to because it's exciting. It's this unknown thing. You know, you don't know what's going to happen next. You're kind of living on the edge. but it's going to be good. It's going to be very, very good. And your life will continue to change. So this may be for some of you your first big change, but you will go through many, many, many changes. And as you go through those changes, the fear leaves you, and you take bigger risks, and you grow, and you fly. And that's exactly what's going on, today. So I have spoken to many people today, and those of you that were in the weekly sales call, you know that Ted Merlot, I don't know how many words he got out, but there weren't many before, he was having a hard time. And so was Daphne and Keith, on the weekly sales call. He didn't talk, after you were thinking. So you have touched our lives, or we would not have the tears. You've touched them in ways no one else will, and we will grow from that. We will take what you have given us, and we will fly. Now, I'm looking at G, because I have to tell you something. You have set records, and you're right. You led the way, and you showed people they can break barriers. I have to tell you that as far as the reports go and your presentation, nobody has been able to break that barrier. And so, I can be a little pushy sometimes. And so I challenge anyone to come up with a presentation like that, and I will not be happy until they do.
Thank you.
You've seen these reports, I'm sure you have. But in those reports, you guys not only report about your own site, but you report about other sites as well. You report information they don't know, because they don't know how to work with the reports quite like you do. But you really change the face of not only, just production, what you could do with conversion, but you changed the face with knowing exactly what was going on in the sales team with the data. So you also have to know that you guys are going to go out this week as number one. So you were the first site TXUE had. You've been with us 9 years. Guatemala's been with us 9 years. You're also the first site that took conversion to the next level, which, I believe that was, you've had weeks of 40%. So you're the only site that broke, or you're the first site that broke the barrier. You're also, bar none really, in process and training, in quality, on, voice of the customer, things that you've added to our lives, not only just you as people, but just in the knowledge you bring to the TXUE account. So you're number one, you're going out as number one, you were the first site for conversion, you were the first site to answer a phone call for TXUE, and today will be your last call if you'll answer for sales. But know that you're going out in style, as we say, but you never stop. And I know that Ted, you were in the room, Chella, but Ted said, he really, and we all do, we all respect you so much because you never quit. And you kept your conversion going strong, and that is the way that you go out, because you will never be forgotten, and no one will ever come close to what you did. We will wish you.